TheVanDeans are driving across southwest Texas. We're going to show you the differing landscapes as we drive west and visit Big Bend National Park, Big Bend Ranch State Park, the city of Presidio, and Martha on our way to El Paso, Texas. Dylan, did we find this piece in the box? It was stuck down in here. Can you put it in the puzzle?
Yeah. Yay!
Because we only been hunting that piece for 6 months. And it was in the box the whole time.
Stuck in the box.
Stuck in the box. So we're in Kerrville, Texas. We're driving to find Dylan Playground, and we drive up and we count 8 deer sitting in this person's yard.
Do I fit?
I don't know if you'll fit or not. I was...
Just. How many deer can you see, Dylan?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think there's 7. And this was on the ride back to Cracker Barrel, where we were going to go have dinner and stay the night. It's ridiculous how many deer are in a neighborhood. This is just like seeing a bunch of kangaroos in an Australian suburb near a city. A good night's sleep and we were back on the road the next day, heading west at 80 miles per hour, which is about 130 k's an hour. Not really. That's the speed limit. The camping van really doesn't go that fast, and we like to keep it around 60 miles an hour or 100 k's so we get to places like this safely. Welcome to Sheffield Roadside Picnic Area. What a great sunset. We had the privilege of meeting Paul and Jan, fellow RVers, before a busy day with a new activity. Dylan's been asking to go to school, so here we go. Camping van school starts in Texas. Come see it. What's the letter of the day?
I know.
You don't know? We've been working on it.
Yeah.
A. The letter of the day is A. Alright.
This one?
That's purple colouring. What's outside that might begin with A?
Animals.
These sheep just rocked up outside our camping van. Pretty cool. Not a bad place to complete your first day of school. And then we hit the road to Marathon through Fort Stockton, which is a major town where we could get propane, diesel, and go to Walmart to get supplies so we could be without a campsite for a few days. Almost to Marathon, and then we stopped at another roadside picnic area for the night before heading down to Big Bend National Park. Right before we got there, we saw a nice dust storm. Here comes another RV. Let's see if they'll wave to us. Just a little experiment we've been doing along the way. Not too many have been waving, but we keep trying. Welcome to Big Bend National Park. This park has the river, the desert, and the mountains. We're going to try and give you a glimpse of all of them. But first, we're going to look at the Fossil Discovery exhibit, which showcases fossils and things from hundreds and millions of years ago. Educational and interesting for us and Dylan. However, it didn't keep Dylan's attention too terribly long. But then again, there was a few things that caught her attention and kept her occupied while we were able to walk around and read a few things in this museum type atmosphere that was all outside. From there we looked at the map and decided to head towards Bequillas Crossing into Mexico at the Rio Grande River at the south side of the park. Settle in for a 20-mile or 32k drive down to the border. Finally see a super green spot, which is the Rio Grande River that separates the United States from Mexico. We took a couple of photos at Bequillas Canyon and looked at the different things that the Mexicans had brought across the river for people to potentially buy since the border is closed due to COVID. A good spot for lunch with a view and some entertainment from Dylan. What are they doing?
Pirates.
Motorbike riders with bandanas equals pirates to Dylan. Let's head back to the visitor center and see what we can find out. Welcome to the Panther Junction Visitor Center, where we're going to, first of all, fill up our water bottles.
Turn up.
The park rangers at the center were awesome and gave Dylan a book to go through along the Panther path so that she could earn her Panther patch.
Found one, Mommy.
Hey, come and spell this for me. M-E-S.
What color are the flowers, Dylan?
U-I-T-E. Honey mesquite. That's pretty cool.
Dylan, what color are the flowers?
Yellow.
Draw your favorite plant in the box.
Right over here. Right. Draw it right here. Right in here.
And then you can go give it to the ranger and he'll give you a patch.
Done, Mommy. Daddy, I'm done.
Good job.
Can you pick it up and show me?
Show it to Mommy. Yeah.
Look at that. Good work. Go and show your ranger the activity you completed.
Hi, did you finish your book already? Or just the discovery challenge?
Just a discovery challenge.
Hey,
The
why don't you
Panther
put it
path.
flat on the table. All right, okay. You found all the different plants. Beautiful. And what's your favorite plant? What's this one right here? Is it a tree or a flower?
The rainbow cactus, wasn't
Rainbow
it?
Cactus? Yeah, that one's really cool. I like rainbows too, especially when they're a cactus. All right, you've done some great work. Let me see what you've earned. You finished the Panther Path Challenge, so you have earned the Panther Path Patch.
How cool!
Excellent work. Now, if you finish the rest of the activities that you need to complete, you earn a cool badge too.
Say thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your hard work.
These were some interesting flowering cactus that we saw along the way, and then we headed back out on the road toward Tolingua for the night. We thought we saw Paul and Jan that we met earlier in the week coming in their RV, and they actually saw us on their dash cam. Thanks for the footage, guys. It was nice to have someone to wave to. That made our day as we headed towards Tolingua and found just a little bit of civilization and our campsite for the night, which Dylan loved because there was so much dirt and rocks to play with.
This rock.
You are very strong. What are you doing with it? You checking the rocks, Dylan?
Let's dirty Mommy. Let's dirty Mommy.
Good music. Next morning, we drove through the Tolingua ghost town just for something to do on the way out of town. Not much to see, but the cemetery was really cool and Scotty got out and read some of the history. Off to Presidio, Texas, along the Rio Grande and in the Big Bend Ranch State Park. We hope you enjoy the drive and the stops along the way. Here looks like a good spot to stop, albeit with the wind.
All right, folks, we're outside of the Rio Grande River, just north of Lajitas, Texas. We're standing here with our new American citizen, and she has some questions about the Rio Grande.
Well, not necessarily about the Rio Grande, but I thought it was going to be bigger than this. I mean, you can walk across the thing, and then I don't understand needing a wall across the bottom of Texas and along the border. I'm thinking that it's just in the cities. fortunate to meet some Border Patrol people in the coming days, and they did tell us that they chase people on foot through this area that have to walk miles and miles and miles, like 100 miles. I just couldn't fathom that given the terrain we were looking at. This seemed to be a good spot for Dylan to try and use the selfie stick and take a few photos. Let's see how it goes. A little on down the road, there was actually a place within the state park we could stop and go down to the river to check things out, letting Dylan use the selfie stick again. There was a cool adobe-style house, we're guessing, up on the hill that we could check out, and then Dylan had fun climbing, of course.
Grandma teach you those climbing skills? Yeah? Okay.
Fortunately, there was a restroom because I really needed to go. That looks alright. I'm glad I went to the toilet because the road we had to go on was not for the faint of heart. Check this incline out. Here's the beautiful view from the top and the winding road we just had to come up. Now time to go down. How do we get footage like this? Scotty runs ahead.
Woo! Out of shape, out of shape.
Enjoy the rest of the drive to Presidio. We arrived in Presidio, and the first thing that we wanted to do was stop and have lunch, so we found an awesome place just up the street. Unfortunately, I can't pronounce the name, and Scotty ordered, but these burritos were delicious. We drove through town and headed north on 67 toward Marfa, passing through one of the Border Patrol inspection stations. It was a nice drive through some hills, not as many as we'd been through in the last few days, and we arrived in Marfa, where we found a playground and a park where some girls were practicing some softball and Dylan got to meet some horses, before making friends with Summer at the playground where they spent hours playing, until we had to go to our campsite for the night, which was the Marfa Lights Viewing Area Welcome Center. Like mother, like daughter, Dylan had fun playing around on the rocks and things, as well as checking out the Amtrak train that went zooming past behind our camping van. Thankfully, it went through early evening rather than late at night because it was rather close to the camping van where we were looking for the Marfa Lights, unexplained lights that appear in the desert of West Texas. Unfortunately, we did not get to see them. Off to El Paso, Texas, through Van Horn and Sierra Blanca. Once we got back on Interstate 10, we saw some interesting things like a wind turbine propeller and a blimp. It didn't take too long to get to El Paso, Texas, just cruising on the interstate. When we got there, we drove through a little part of town, but we were searching for our Harvest Host spot, Lycon Dairy, which was really cool. They had a store with different things that you could purchase, a restaurant, and then obviously their cows and Dylan's favorite, a petting zoo. Dylan, what's over here?
Amulet.
animal is this that has a shell?
See? What is it?
He wants you to pet him again, or she does. Go on, go pet it. Hello. What do you want?
I want a red llama.
A red llama? Did he bite you? Yeah, kangaroo. Says he has a special diet. Kenny the kangaroo. Be careful, he might bite though. Say it again.
You go gobble, gobble, gobble?
We had fun walking around the grounds and Dylan found a swing set, so she was pretty darn excited. We also got to meet a couple of different friends at this harvest host. We capped off our trip to El Paso. Before we headed to New Mexico, along the border, you can see the fence as we drove for miles and miles to get through the actual city of El Paso, Texas, and on to Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Our favorite part, outtakes. Let's see your climbing skills.
Take your mask off. Go stand by the sign.
No, I want to.
And go point to the mountains.
No, I want to.
Alright.
Oops, Mom, I moved my pencil.
Yeah, you did. Are you taking a nap with your schoolwork?
No, office.
Dad doesn't go to the office anymore, Poss.
Someone died.
Got somebody, Mama. That's city and border patrol.
Someone took
right.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need bathrooms. I need bathrooms.
Dylan, have you been drawing on the camping van?
No, you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been drawing on the camping van. Have you been drawing on the camping van?
You.